So this is the last topic of Unit 5. This is total and average cost. These problems are somewhat similar to the profit equations we made in the last unit. So let's get into number 1. It's your party will cater a banquet for $32 per person with a $100 fixed charge. Let's examine what that means before we move on to part A. So for $32 per person, what that means is for every person that comes to the banquet, they'll be charged $32. All right, the $100 fixed charge, however, is something different. It is a one-time fee for no matter how many people come to the banquet, it's going to cost $100. So if you have 1,000 people, it's still going to cost $100 extra. Okay, if you have 5 people, it still costs $100. Okay, that's a one-time fee for, let's say, if it's a banquet, for setting up tables or putting out food, whatever it is. Whatever that charge is, it's a one-time cost. Okay, so for part A, determine the total cost of the banquet if 35 people attend, and what is the average cost per person. So let's look at this. So the total cost based on 35 people. So how we do this, we take the $32, we multiply it by 35 people, and we add 100 to it. This will give us the total cost of how much the banquet's going to be. So 32 times 35 plus 100 is 1,220. Okay, that's how much money it's going to be to have the banquet if 35 people come. All right, the other part is, what is the average cost per person? So to do this, we're going to take the total cost and divide it by how many people come. 35 people attend. Okay, so you got 1,220 divided by 35, and that gives you $34.86. We'll round up. So these are your two answers. The total amount and then the average per person. Okay. So for part B, what we want to do is write an equation to represent the cost in dollars if X people attend the banquet. So what we're going to be doing is using the first part of A, but instead of 35, we don't know how many people are coming. We put an X in its place. So we have the total cost, repeat, total cost of X, okay, equals 32 is the cost per person times X number of people plus the $100 for the fixed charge. And there's your equation. All right, for part C, write an equation to represent the average cost per person in dollars if X people attend the banquet. So, just like in part A, we took the total and we divided it by the number of people. We're going to do the same thing with our equation from B. We're taking the total and dividing it by the number of people. But this time we want to find the average. So it's going to be the average of X is equal to 32 times X plus 100, which is the total number, or the total cost. Then we find the average by dividing that by the number of people. So there's your equation. Okay, it's the same idea that we did in part A. So we're just putting an X value in for the number of people that attend versus an actual number. Okay. All right. And lastly, part D. After the banquet was over, it was determined the average price per person was $33. How many people attended the banquet? Okay, so what we're going to do is take the equation in part C, and the answer this time is going to be 33. So we're going to work backwards to find out how many people. So if the average was 33, our equation was 32 times X plus 100, all divided by X. So this is a pretty straightforward rational equation. We've been doing rational equations now for a number of weeks. Okay. What we're going to do in this case is we're going to multiply by X on both sides. All right, what will happen to the right side of our equation is the two X's will go away. Just disappear. All right, we will have an equation that reads this: 33x equals 32x plus 100. Now we subtract 32x from both sides, and we'll get x is equal to 100. So if 100 people came to your banquet, the average cost will be $33. And there you go. That's it. That's all you got to do. All right. Let's try another example. Number 2. TalkTel is a cellular service provider. They advertise that you can buy a monthly plan for as low as $70 per month as long as you buy a cell phone costing $200. Okay, so again, the $70 is a per month charge, and the $200 is a one-time cost. You don't have to buy a new phone every month, so it's a one-time cost of $200, and you get a plan for $70 per month. Okay, so determine the total cost if you buy a cell phone and are on the plan for 12 months. So, it's $70 per month for a total of 12 months, plus $200 for the cell phone. So we do the math. 70 times 12 plus 200 equals $1,040. Okay, and then what is the average cost per month? We're going to take the total amount, and divide it by the number of months that we're buying the plan for, which gives you $86.67 as an average cost per month. So these are your two answers for A. All right, now we're going to use that information and use it to help us figure out the equations for part C, B, and C, and then the number of people for part D. It's going to be the same kind of format. So write an equation to represent the cost in dollars for X months on the plan. So the total cost, so T of X is equal to, okay, it's $70. How many months we are not sure, plus the $200 for the phone. Okay. Next part, write an equation to represent the average cost per month in dollars for X months on the plan. So the same idea, we're going to take the total, but this time we're going to write it as A for average. So we have the total amount for an X number of months divided by X for the average. Okay. And then part D, find the average price per month is if the average price per month is $80, how many months long is the plan? So we write our answer, or our equation as 80, because that's the average, is equal to 70 times X plus 200 divided by X. Okay, again, same thing as last time. We're going to multiply both sides by X. That cancels out the X's over on the right-hand side. So we have 80X equals 70X plus 200. I'm going to subtract 70 from both sides to get 10X equals 200. And then if I divide both sides by 10, you'll get 20. So I had the plan, or they had the plan for 20 months to get an average of $80 per month. And that is it. All right. So good luck on the practice. Please make sure you try it, so we can, if you're having problems, we can answer those questions in a Zoom. All right. Good luck.